After his flubs, his Aleppo flub, the double haters largely abandoned Johnson. What made the double haters so vexing to Trump's analysts was that their intentions were difficult to discern. Many refused to answer pollsters' questions or declared themselves undecided. The Clinton campaign thought of these persuadable voters as being mainly what they called pocketbook Republicans, people whose votes were driven by kitchen table economic concerns but were made deeply uncomfortable by Trump's racist and sexist outbursts. These were the voters that Clinton had hoped to shear off from Trump with her speech condemning the alt-right and Steve Bannon in August. Quote, "What we found out is that they were very fickle," one of Clinton's chief strategists told me. "They toggle between telling pollsters that they were leaning Clinton or leaning Trump depending on where the news cycle was that week. This is the largest piece of fallout we ascribe to the Comey letter. In ending the campaign on a note where people were reminded of our very worst controversies, we saw those fickle Republican-leaning voters we've been successfully attracting on and off throughout the general election revert back to Trump at the end." For all their differences on this subject, the campaigns generally agreed. This was the decisive block of swing voters. Comey's letter had the effect of convincing the double haters to finally choose an affiliation, or in the case of many who had been leaning toward Hillary Clinton, choose to stay home. One of Trump's data scientists told me, quote, "What we saw is that it gave them a reason to vote against her instead of voting for him. They were finally able to admit that to pollsters without feeling any guilt. All of those double haters and last-minute undecideds started to break heavily toward Trump in the polling and research when, deep down, they were probably going to vote for him anyway. Now they had a reason, and there was nothing that Clinton could do to stop them."